Annex A Control 5.16 Identity Management. Right? Picture Dave. Dave runs support at a 12-person software company, and Dave has a browser tab open with a login called admin at thecompany.com. Dave didn't create it. Dave inherited it. Password lives in a note called Logins Final V3, and at least 4 people know it, possibly 5, because one of them left in March and nobody actually checked. So here's my question. If that admin account deletes the customer database tomorrow morning, who did it? You don't know. You can't know. And that is the entire point of this control. The official wording is short. The full life cycle of identities shall be managed. That's it. One sentence. And underneath that sentence sits the single most boring, most load-bearing idea in your whole information security management system. One identity per human, cradle to grave. Let me build this out, because people hear identity management and immediately start pricing up some enterprise platform with a name like a Norse god. You don't need that. You need to be able to answer 3 questions without going quiet. Who is this? What are they? And are they still here? Now, the standard is careful about the difference between identity and access. Identity is who you are. Access rights are what you're allowed to touch. That's Annex A Control 5.18, and it's the natural partner to this one. This control doesn't care what Dave can open. It cares that when something happens, there's a name attached to it, and that the name belongs to exactly one living, breathing person. That word matters, attribution. Because without unique identities, your logging is decorative. You can have the most beautiful audit trail in the world, gorgeous timestamps, lovely retention policy, and every single line says admin. Cute. That's not evidence. That's a rumor with a timestamp on it. So what does the life cycle actually mean in practice? 4 stages, and I want you to hold all 4, because everyone remembers the first one and forgets the rest. Creation. Somebody joins. There's a request, there's an approval, and there's a record of who approved it. Not a message in a chat window that scrolls away. A record. Then the middle bit, the mover. This is the stage everybody skips. Dave started in support. Then Dave covered finance for 3 months during a hiring gap. Then Dave moved into operations. Dave now has the permissions of all 3 roles stacked up like sediment. Nobody took anything away, because taking things away from Dave breaks Dave's week, and nobody wants that conversation. Congratulations. Dave is now the highest privileged human in the building, and nobody planned it. Disabling. Somebody leaves, or a system gets retired, or a project ends. The identity gets switched off promptly. And you can show that it was. And then review. You go back periodically and check that the identities that exist actually match the humans and services that exist. Right. Let's talk about shared identities, because I can hear people bristling. The standard does not ban them. I want to be clear about that, because you'll find plenty of people online who'll tell you shared logins are forbidden and you must eliminate every last one. That's not what it says. What it says is that where shared identities are necessary, their use should be controlled and approved. Necessary, approved, controlled. So if you've got a legacy bit of kit that physically cannot support more than one account, fine, that happens. What you need is a decision in writing that says we know here's why, here's who's authorized to use it, here's how we track that use, and here's when we'll get rid of it. What is not fine is the shared login. Nobody chose the one that just accreted. The one that exists because in 2019 somebody needed a quick fix on a Friday. There's a difference between a risk you've accepted and a risk you've never noticed. The certification body can tell the difference. So can I, honestly, and I'm not even in the room. Failure mode number 2, the leaver who never left. Your offboarding checklist covers the obvious stuff. Email, laptop, the main platform. Brilliant. Meanwhile, the account on the analytics tool is still live. The account on the payment dashboard is still live. The personal access token they generated for a script 18 months ago is still authenticating happily, because tokens don't attend leaving parties. This is where identity management stops being paperwork and starts being the thing that saves you. If you can produce one list of every identity a person holds across every system, you can kill them all in an afternoon. If you can't, offboarding is a memory exercise performed by whoever's least busy, which is nobody. Failure mode number 3. And this is my favorite in the way a dentist has a favorite cavity. The orphan service account. Every growing company has them. A key called integration_prod. A robot account that syncs 2 systems. A deployment identity with terrifying permissions and absolutely no owner. You ask around and you get the same answer every time. I think that's from the old billing migration. Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off. 4 words that have carried more risk than any hack. Non-human identities are still identities. The control expects them to be managed too. So every service account gets a named human owner, a documented purpose, and a review date. Not because a document is magic, but because when nobody owns something, nobody retires it, and it sits there for years holding a door open. Now, was this new in 2022? No, identity management existed in the previous version, and the 2022 revision restructured and merged a lot of the old access control clauses. This one carries the same intent, expressed more cleanly. So if you're moving across from the older standard, you're not learning a new idea. You're tightening an old one. Where does this connect? Annex A Control 5.18 Access Rights, as I said. Annex A Control 5.17 Authentication Information, which is the credentials themselves. Annex A Control 8.5 Secure Authentication. And Annex A Control 8.15 Logging, which is the control that quietly depends on this one being done properly. Get identity wrong, and your logging control is theater. Look for a 12-person company. This is not a big project. Please do not build a governance framework with a steering committee. You need a list of your systems, a list of who has an identity in each, a short written statement about any shared account you're keeping and why named owners for your service accounts, and a joiner, mover, lever process that fits on one side of paper and actually gets used. That's the control. The certification body isn't looking for elegance. They're looking for whether the thing you wrote down is the thing you do. So here's the dare. Before you touch anything else this week, go and pull a full list of every identity in your single most important system, every one, then sit with someone and put a human name against each, out loud. I'll bet you find at least one you can't explain. Find it, name it, and then decide on purpose whether it lives.